The first time I saw the yellow tape across my grandfather's canyon, I was standing in the exact spot where he taught me to read water. "You don't own this canyon anymore, Mr. Whitfield," she said, clipboard pressed to her chest like a shield. "The association does. We inspected it in March. It's a trail now." Her name was Marlene Voss, president of the Canyon Vista Homeowners Association. 49 years old, silver Range Rover idling behind her with the engine still running, burning gas nobody asked her to burn. Her blazer was the kind of grey that costs more than my monthly pension check. Behind her, 43 new stakes marched down into the canyon my great-grandfather cleared with a mule and a plough in 1899. Pink survey ribbon tied to juniper branches. A sign, laminated, drilled into a post. Trail access, premium view lots. Inquire with Canyon Vista Realty. Here are some numbers for you. $2.4 million. That's what the association had already collected in trail assessment fees from homeowners who'd never once set foot on this land. 43 lots sold as Trail View Premium at prices that made my ranch, 3 generations of graves, 126 years of dirt under our nails, worth less on paper than a HOA clipboard. And one power line, a single, sagging line strung on 40-year-old poles, carrying every watt of electricity into a subdivision of 612 homes. By the end of this, Marlene Voss would owe $2.4 million in restitution, lose her license, and watch her son-in-law's shell company get seized by a federal marshal. But the number that mattered most wasn't a dollar figure. It was a single word, typed in 1962 on a document she never bothered to read. Consent. I didn't argue with her that day. I didn't raise my voice. I just took out my phone and I started the clock. My name is Daniel Whitfield. I'm 67 years old and I spent 26 years as an Army combat engineer, Fort Leonard Wood, 2 tours building roads and bridges in places where the ground didn't want us there. After that, I spent another 18 years surveying water rights and easements for the county, the kind of job nobody thanks you for until they need you. I came home to Whitfield Canyon Ranch 11 months ago after my wife Carol passed. Pancreatic cancer, 4 months from diagnosis to the funeral. The ranch had been sitting mostly empty since my father died in 2009, rented out to a caretaker. But the land was still ours, still mine. 1,140 acres, tucked into a fold of the Sangre de Cristo foothills, with a canyon running through the middle of it like a vein. My great-grandfather, Elias Whitfield, homesteaded this ground in 1899. He came out from Missouri with a wagon, 2 mules, and a wife who buried 3 infant children before any of them saw their first birthday. Their graves are still up on the ridge, under a cottonwood that's outlived every fence line ever built around it. My grandfather, Joseph Whitfield, added the barn in 1931. My father built the second well in 1958. Every one of them is buried in that same plot, facing east the way Elias wanted it. The ranch house still has the kitchen table Elias built by hand in 1899, rough-cut ponderosa pine, joints held with pegs instead of nails, because nails were too dear to waste on furniture back then. I ate breakfast at that table every day of my childhood. I ate breakfast at it the morning Marlene Voss put tape across my canyon. The land smells the way it always has. Hay curing in the loft, diesel from the old tractor my father never let anybody sell, sage after rain. In the winter, wood smoke settles low in the canyon like something heavy laid down to rest. That canyon isn't just scenery to me. It's the reason the whole subdivision down the hill exists at all. Back in 1962, my grandfather granted a right-of-way through it, a narrow strip, maybe 60 feet wide, so the local rural electric co-op could run a power line down to a new development going in below our property line. That development eventually became Canyon Vista Estates, 612 homes now, every single one of them fed by that one line, strung on poles that cross land my family has owned for 126 years. Marlene Voss didn't know any of that history. She didn't care to. She'd been HOA president for 6 years, driving a leased Range Rover, wearing a blazer tailored in Denver, carrying a clipboard like it was a badge of office. His son-in-law, a man named Craig Denny, ran a development company out of a strip mall office, Denny Ridge Holdings LLC, that had somehow acquired trail easement rights to 43 lots inside my canyon. Lots that were never surveyed correctly. Lots that were never, not for one single day, legally hers to sell. I didn't know the whole shape of it yet, standing there that afternoon, with my phone recording and my boots in the mud where my great-grandfather once dragged the plough. All I knew was this: she'd walked onto graves that weren't hers to walk on, and she'd done it with a smile, expecting me to fold. She had no idea what was sitting in a fireproof box in my study, under a stack of old survey maps. Neither did I, not fully, not yet. But I was about to find out exactly what my grandfather left me, back in 1962, in ink that had never gone anywhere.